I think that comparison is where you lost us.
Yeah.
What comparison?
A pedophile and a gay person.
Yeah, like I don't.
No. It's very simple, ladies. You're being lost because you're
no,
being
we just
confused.
don't agree. It's not lost.
It's not about being agree. You don't understand. What I'm
No, I understand and I don't agree.
It's because you're emotionally involved.
No,
listen real quick.
I don't like the narrative that because somebody doesn't agree with you, that means their emotions are at play. I don't have to agree with what you're saying. And it comes from an emotional standpoint. I don't agree with your views, your value, your standpoint. I don't agree.
Listen, baby girl, listen. I know you don't agree because you're on a stripper pole. Usually,
okay,
when you're doing something
what does that have to do with me agreeing with what you saying?
Your
a gay
views,
person and
it's very simple. Look, time out. Your views are already perverted. That's what led you. Listen, time out. One mic at a time.
I know people that you. I know male degenerates that you are friends with, and you just sat up here and said you distance yourself from them. But I've seen them on this podcast, and I can name the degenerate things that they've done if I really wanted to. So you
people that smoke weed?
No, that ain't it. I'm talking about sexual activities that make them degenerates. I ain't even talking about weed. And I've seen them on this podcast, on the clips that I did view. I've seen their faces.
I've had a gay person on this podcast?
No. If that's the only
I've never had a gay person.
That's not what I do.
How would you know though? How would you know though?
No, stop with the gay. So the only way for a man to be degenerate to you is for him to do something gay?
No, that's not what I'm saying. But anyways, let's get back on topic.
I didn't say gay.
Let's get back on topic.
That you were friends with on this podcast do degenerate things in a sexual nature that don't have to do with homosexuality, and you didn't separate yourself with them. You might not have known the degenerate things they've done behind things. Whether it's targeting younger women when they're 30 plus because they know they're more susceptible to
what younger women?
I was one of those younger women.
How old were you?
20.
Okay, so a man, look at chat, this is funny. So a man that's in their 30s talking to a woman that's 20, you think that's degenerate?
No. I didn't say that. I said what was asked and what was the seductive nature.
No, you
and
just
the
said
because
one mic at a time. I'm the host. I'm gonna speak. You are accusing me having people on this podcast. No, listen. You're accusing me of having people on this podcast that was talking to younger women. I just asked you something, and you said it was you. I said, how old are you? You said you're 20.
No, I'm not 20 now. I was 20 then.
I said, how old were you at the time? You were 20 years old. At the time, okay, you were 20 years old at the time. How is that anything degenerate? An older man talking to a girl that's younger?
That's not what I said was the degenerate part. You skipped past what was the degenerate part. I said,
I already told you.
Purposely going out of their way. In my personal opinion, it is degenerate when a man 30 plus intentionally seeks out women in their early 20s to late teens.
Okay, listen.
To seduce them for a certain reason.
Stop it right there. Wrong. You are incorrect.
I'm not wrong.
No,
that's
wrong.
my
You're incorrect.
opinion.
Let me stop you there, right? And this is what I'm saying, what I wanted to tell you before. The reason why you ended up on a stripper pole is because your mind is perverted anyway and it's deluded.
You don't know what my mind is.
Your thinking
your mind is perverted.
One mic at a time. I'll let you speak, and I was asking you questions, and I'll let you finish through. Got it, right? So what I'm saying is this: your thinking was already perverted, which then led you to the stripper pole to do a degenerate action. Because you sliding down a pole and let another nigga slap your butt and throw money on you is disgusting and degrading. Yeah, you say you don't let niggas do that, but I'm sure they do. I can probably call up my homie right now and see what's good.
And that same homie that we probably talking about is the one that did the degenerate actions that I'm talking about.
Okay, but you were 20 years old. That's what you're trying to say. That's not degenerate.
Okay, so. And my question to you was, is the only thing that makes a man degenerate being homosexual? Because okay, so what makes a man degenerate to you? Because I said,
let's get into
if a man 30 plus seduces a woman 10 years his senior,
what about a woman?
It's still degenerate.
No, but like a woman,
sound crazy.
But like a woman 20 knowing that she's going into a club knowing it's 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 year old men.
No.
In there, you know you about to go in there and they about to
no. And that's fine. What I'm asking him is from his because from what I was getting, it seems like the only thing that he was saying that made a man degenerate is homosexuality. Because
no. You trying to switch it up? You trying to backpedal now?
I'm asking because my point was
you're trying to backpedal.
A
you're
man
totally
30 plus. No, I'm not. For me, I feel like it's degenerate behavior for a man 30 plus to seduce women 10 years his senior in cohorts.
That's not a seduce. So one, let's make some corrections here, right? What do you think about a woman? What do you think about it? What's the one woman? Dane.
Drea?
We got Drea talking to the young basketball player. He's 19 years old. She's 35 years old.
That's nasty.
You think that's inappropriate?
That's nasty.
Okay, wrong.
From your
listen, ladies. Y'all can feel how y'all want to feel, but at the end of the day, here are the facts, right? Because I only speak facts. At the end of the day, when a woman becomes 18, guess what? She is legal. She is legal to drive. She is legal to she legal to smoke marijuana in certain states. She isn't legal to drink alcohol, maybe in certain countries, right? But she's legal. She has full agency and responsibility over her body. Agency is a woman having responsibility. So if you have responsibility, you must have authority over your actions, right? So when you are 18, you are legal. So a man, you talking about one of my friends talking to you when you was 20 years old. Bro, they do what they supposed to do. You get them out of young.
I didn't even lay out. You're assuming what I'm talking about. Listen, I said sexual acts. Talking in a sexual act.
I wouldn't want any of my friends talking to no girls that's taking any girls. If they is doing it, it's like, man, that's your choice. But would I recommend it? I wouldn't recommend any of my friends to be talking to a girl that's sliding down a pole. That's just my recommendation. I would never recommend it.
I see inside the strip club saying that they were with the strippers in there. So
I don't recommend it. That's what I'm saying. If they go ahead and do it, that's what they want to go ahead and do.
Okay, but do you think that an 18-year-old, 19-year-old is mentally mature enough to deal with someone who is 35, 40 years old?
Yeah, 100%.
So if your 18-year-old daughter comes to you with her 35-year-old boyfriend,
that's what I just said.
How does your view? That's
I'll
okay with you?
explain it to you, yes.
No, I'm asking you.
I will explain it to you. I'll give you a detailed answer if you want it, right?
No, I'm asking.
I'll give you that answer. Listen, stop talking. Listen to understand. Got you. Men and women are different, right? Since men and women are different, it takes time for a man to acquire value. Like I said in the beginning of the podcast, since it takes time for a man to become a man, usually it's going to be older, right? For a woman, she's born with her value. So it doesn't take any time. The more time she waits, that's more opportunities for her to get smashed by this, smashed and dumped by this, and it's more emotional trauma being packed on, and it's harder for her to submit to a masculine man. No. So for a woman, she's at her prime value, her peak value when she's young. No. When she's 18, 19, 20. Let me finish. When she's young, 18, 19, 20 years old, 21 years old, pretty much the value, a woman is at her prime value when she's in, because attraction isn't symmetrical, meaning that what you find attractive in a man, the man doesn't find attractive in you. He doesn't want those same characteristic traits. Men don't want a strong, masculine, dominant woman, a woman that knows this and got this in order, a woman that studied this and had this degree. We don't care about that. We don't look for that in a woman. So you're trying to
care about that.
No. Listen, men in general do not care about this. Time out. You only think that men care about that because lied to you. They lied to you to smash.
Why are you screaming?
You talk about listen, because I want you to listen.
You don't have to scream for me.
I don't care. It's my podcast. Listen, you think what you think is because lied to you to smash. I'm not trying to smash. I'm keeping it real.
You talking about?
You get it. I'm not trying to hook up with none of y'all.
If you want a stupid little girl who's going to obey you, it's
you're
prying on.
I'm speaking over here.
But okay, it sounds like you're prying on little ass girls. But that's what you're saying. You're saying that women. Okay, but I'll let you talk. So it's my turn. You're saying that men prefer younger women because of what you're basically saying is that's our prime time. That's our prime time. But what I'm saying is,
what are you saying?
What I'm saying is, to me, from what it sounds like from a lot of men who pry on younger girls,
not on what.
But how they think of it is
speak on what I'm going.
The that little younger girls are gonna let you slide with. You know for a fact, a woman who got her together is not gonna let it fly. And you guys want control.
It's not about slide.
That's what it's about. Because you're talking about education and that means that they don't give a fuck about you being educated.
Correct. There are immoral people. Listen, what am I gonna tell?
That's what I'm saying.
Let me speak to her. I get what you're saying. Of course, any human being would, if someone wants to take advantage of someone, and if they have this mindset to take advantage of someone, they're going to do it if they're old, young, the same age. They're going to do that, right? So we know that there are men with bad motives. One mic at a time, I'm speaking. We know that there are men with bad motives. I don't disagree with that. I agree with that, right? We know that there are women with bad motives. Like, for example, Drea talking to a younger guy. Her motives could be good and pure. Right? Or her motives could be, well, I'm going to get this dude that's in the NBA that's young. I could finesse him, get this bag, and take advantage of it. I can make up that excuse, right? Because we know that women do it and did it before, right? But those are just bad people in general. We get that. I'm not talking about that. We get it. I understand that. I'm talking about, generally speaking, a man. Men have a natural proclivity to find a liking in a soft, feminine, submissive woman. What type of women have those things and still have a lower body count? Usually younger women. The probability is higher for a younger woman.
A 5-year-old.
What are you talking about? What?
You are talking about children. Right. You're talking about children.
Stop it. Men desire purity. We don't desire all these other things that you're talking about, right? Just listen to understand and stop giving emotional reactions.
We're not.
Listen, I'm peeling all the layers back. I'm going to the biology of it, right? I granted you what you said. Got it. I understand. Now listen to what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Men just have a natural proclivity for a feminine, soft, submissive woman. And the highest probability of getting that is normally a younger person because they've experienced less, right? That's just the facts. The more you experience, the more you go through in life, the more dick you had, the more trauma you've been through, the more baggage you will bring to that man. So guess what? Guess what? A smart man and a man that earns something and knows how things work and the world operates, right? He knows women's nature. He's like, okay, well, this 30-year-old, well, dang, she been with this dude, been with that dude. She's going to suffer more trauma, right? The 18-year-old, there are 18-year-olds and 19 and 20-year-olds and 21-year-olds that been through things too. Well, we stay away from those girls, like the girls that's on the stripper pole that's 20 years old. Well, we don't want to deal with those girls. But there are girls, the probability is much higher for a younger girl to just have been through less is what I'm saying. So since the probability is higher that a younger girl been through less, most men are attracted to less because we don't care about all of your accomplishments and the goals that you're going through. Because even when we get into a relationship, my money is your money and your money is your money. So what the freak? Why do I care about your accomplishments and the things that you're doing? I don't give a freak about that. I want a woman to be soft, feminine, submissive, and be a cheerleader and follow my lead.
Be a cheerleader.
Guess what? The other girl. And you making little comments while I'm speaking.
No, because
cool. Listen.
Genuinely,
listen,
I
at the
haven't
end of
heard
the day,
a man
no,
say that.
It's totally
honestly,
fine. No. Listen,
I haven't heard a man say he wanted a woman to be a cheerleader. Honestly,
okay, I got you.
It took me by
I'm
surprise.
speaking, now you're being a little disrespectful and annoying. Okay.
Okay.
Got you. So listen, when I'm speaking. Shut up.
Father.
Don't speak. It's very simple. Or you can get off the podcast.
Some shut up.
I've had to warn you many of times. If you don't like it, you can leave.
I'm really not worried about that. It's just
no. Listen. If you don't want to actually, when I'm speaking, and listen to understand instead of listening to respond and give these little side comments, if you can't do that, the door is there and it's okay.
Or you could just, if you want me to leave, you can ask me to leave.
No, it's totally fine. If you do it again, I will have to kick you out. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna get into that. It's like I'm a father. Now you clapping. Listen, none of that. It's like I'm a father and I gotta say one strike here, third strike, you out. So you got two. One more strike. You out.
Okay.
So let me finish and land my plane. And then I'll let all of y'all go. It's very simple, right? So you were saying something, right? And I granted you what you said. And I'm not saying that, there aren't guys, right? I'm not saying that there aren't guys that will be like, you know what? Yeah, I want a girl that's gonna be younger, just because I could get away with more things. I'm sure that there are guys like that, just like there are women that gonna talk to a young NBA player so she can get away with things, right? We know that there's people like that. Can you grant me that? Okay. I'm not talking about none of that. So let's put those to the side. Those are the two extremes, right? We got the extreme version of the man just manipulating a woman, and we got the manipulating a younger woman, and then we got the extreme version of a woman manipulating a younger man. Put that to the side. We got those. We understand it. But now let's speak about hair, where things mostly happen. And this is the natural proclivity is what I'm speaking about. Men naturally have a proclivity to date a soft, feminine, submissive woman. And the probability that a woman has that in her is when she is younger. So that's why men is just attractive to younger women. That's the facts. Like, you can't argue it.
But it's facts. So, it's your opinion.
No, it's not an opinion. Hey, put a 1 in the chat. Let's just do this real quick. We're going to do a poll real quick. We got like 300 people in here right now anyway. Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree with what I'm saying, that men have a natural proclivity to find a liking. Listen, you still speak while I'm speaking. So men have a natural proclivity and find a liking to a woman that is soft, feminine, and beautiful, and that's gonna follow his lead. Put a 1 in the chat if you know that younger women tend to have that. Put a 2 in the chat if you think that no, Cooley, you crazy, bro. We don't care about those. We don't care about none of that. We'll take a 45-year-old chick with kids and all of that. Let's see what the chat say.
It still doesn't prove anything for the fact of facts. What you talking about? Just research and data. That's facts.
God dang.
Because of the way you just set up the scenario.
Look.
But
time out.
basically what
I gathered. Let me give an update for the chat. Listen. God dang. All ones. Oh, look, it's still going. Ones. This is what I'm saying. You hear, I'm giving you the truth, right? But the truth doesn't align with how you view the world, right? But how you view the world, I'm telling you, it isn't reality. That isn't true. How you view the world.
Say it doesn't mean it's true.
I gave you the extremes.
You're not God.
I gave you the extremes.
You're not God. Whatever you say does not go.
Ladies.
The way you worded that scenario, though, because I feel like everybody just already forgot the whole beginning of this conversation. So from the way you worded that scenario, put a 1 in if you agree that a guy wants a soft, calm, beautiful woman.
No, and I put that younger. I said younger.
But when you say younger, you can say younger because, okay, the person I'm dealing with right now, I'm younger than him. He is about to be 29. He's going to be 29 years old. I'm 22.
Okay.
So that's younger. I'm younger than him. But
not wrong
the whole beginning of this conversation, we were talking about a 30, 35-year-old man being attracted to an 18, 19-year-old. What are you getting?
She said 20.
Okay, even still, okay, so 40-year-old man being attracted to a. What are you at 40 years old getting out of 20-year-old fresh out of high school?
Let her finish. Go ahead.
What are you really getting as a 35 to 40-year-old man out of a 20-year-old sophomore in college?
I'll tell you what a man gets.
Besides pure.
No, I'll tell you. Guess what? Good question. Let me explain it to you, right? Men, it's all about our priorities is much different from a woman, right? A man's priorities is these. Like, we literally prioritize it. First priority is beauty, because we got to be attracted to her, right? It's like beauty. The second priority is don't be a hoe. Like, that's actually, that could be before the first priority.
So you could be a hoe at any age.
Right.
Yeah, but the probability is just higher. The probability is higher for the woman to have a higher body count when she's older because she had more time to acquire more penises. Like, how don't you understand?
But a girl's gonna be a hoe. A girl's gonna be a hoe.
Stop. Listen. How can't you understand? I'm talking about probabilities versus possibilities. We know that a girl can be a hoe at any age, but what's the probability of what's the probability of a woman having a 30 body count at 18 years old versus 30 years old?
It's a lot higher than you think.
No. Listen. What you talking about? What I think. The studies are out there.
But it doesn't nowadays.
No, listen. You
nowadays. But I know.
Stop, Mamacita. You saying you know. We're not talking about you know. We're talking about facts and statistics here. I could bring it up if you really want me to. Bring it up on the screen. I'll show you guys afterwards. It's all based off probabilities. A woman that's 30 years old, generally speaking, women in their 30s have a higher body count than women that's in 18. Now, let's go to exceptions to the rules, right? Well, we know that there are some slower 18-year-olds, and then we know that there are some pure 30-year-olds. Those are the exceptions, right? But generally speaking, as a whole, the 18-year-old wasn't even freaking on this planet long enough. Generally, if you compare all of them, put them all in one, they weren't on this planet long enough to rack up those many bodies as this 30-year-old. She got 30 years on the planet.
But times aren't the same. There's girls that are been having sex since 12. Now by 18, they're at 100 bodies. You have somebody that's been with.
You're still talking about the exception. We know the sums. And guess what, ladies? You know what? Which I never see? Comments. Comments. Guess what? No, I'm talking about, listen. Comments actually hit the comments, right? Comments from outer space hit the earth. Guess how many times? Guess how many comments hit the earth? I think it's between like it's like 1,000 something comments. No, it's between 600 to 1,000. Look it up real quick, Steve. How many comments land on planet Earth a year?
What I'm gathering.
So go. Listen. So guess what? This is the advice I'm giving y'all. 17,000 comments hit the Earth a year, but the Earth is so big that we don't even see it. So it's an exception to the rule. So it's significantly insignificant. Right? It's insignificant, meaning that it doesn't matter because the world is so big, we don't even experience the comments. So guess what? A woman that's 18 years old, that barely happens. It doesn't even matter because it's not a general thing. I'm speaking about generally things that commonly happen, right? So since women are in their 30s, the probability is higher for her to have a higher notch count. Don't want that. That's what I'm talking about.
Can I ask you a question?
No, let me answer yours, the first one. Didn't save that, right? Okay. So all I'm saying is that to answer your question concisely, a younger woman, right, she has a higher probability to experience less. And men, we prioritize the characteristics of purity, right? And what's some of those characteristic traits? Fifth time I repeated it. Soft, feminine, submissive, beautiful, fertile, right? And where is that at? Where is that at? It's someone that is younger. It's very simple to understand. Y'all all want. Now let's just flip it, right? Because I don't think y'all understand it. Y'all will agree to this. Y'all all want a leader. Y'all said that. You all want a masculine man. You all want an assertive, dominant man. And some of y'all gave other things like honesty, respectful, things like that. All of these things that you want in a man takes time to acquire. So what's the highest probability for a man to have that when he's 35 or 18?
35.
Exactly. Got it, right? So look, you feel me? Now it's making sense. So listen, no, stop. You went outside your brain. I see you over here. Listen, right? You just said that you have this natural proclivity to want things in a man that takes time to acquire. So you're attracted to men that are older, right? And guess what? We want things in a woman that don't take time to acquire. It takes meaning that they have to preserve it. So we are going to be attracted to women that have the characteristic traits. And guess what? It just happens to be when they're younger. Just like for you, the things that you want in a man, it just happens to be for when that man is older. Because men and women aren't the same. This is why I do the podcast. It's different. Attraction isn't symmetrical. It's asymmetrical, meaning that what you find attractive in a man, guess what? The man doesn't find attractive back in you. God damn.